Hello, everyone. I am Magdala Ramirez, and I'm very happy to be with you today. We are in this wave of understanding the woman aspect and what happened to her. You have inside of yourself this beautiful divine feminine, and you also have inside of you all this dark feminine too, your shadow part about it. And that's a very important thing to even comprehend what happened. The true human being, it is a divine being by nature. But when it was the time of the infection, that happened inside of the feminine and about what is going on in her. What is this and how do this work? For many, many, many generations, women could not understand herself as divine. They could not see themselves. Everything for them was about surviving. The whole programming of a patriarchal system was very much about the outside world and forcing them to become slave of that patriarchal system. No one in past generations told you how sacred you are. Nobody told you that you are love. On the contrary, they told you that you need to become a beggar of love. No one told you about the sisterhood of the feminine and how important it is to have this very beautiful support system that you can actually bring it out, things and situations. Everything was very much women feeling that they needed to get married and survive and compete with other women. It was such a big distortion that women could not even believe in themselves or even trust themselves. And it is until this generation when we are questioning absolutely everything, isn't it? Well, these forces that it was imposed on you, it did create that dark feminine stuff. That place of the feminine that it can be very manipulative, that it can be very wounded in many ways because that's what it was imposed. Even now, you go to the school, you only study deduction mind. That's from the outside to the inside. Again, that's the male way. And it make women believe that they were lesser beings, that they were lesser than a man. You know, in past generations, they understood God as a male guy, sitting, white guy, punishing you and hurting you and hate women and curse women because of their moon time or something. I know that it sounds absolutely funny, but there is a lot of those wrong beliefs that it has been in the women aspect for a very, very, very long time. As you know, to understand the sixth sun, we do need to understand that balance of the male and female. And the things that it has been hidden about the feminine, we have been bringing it out in every teaching for a very, very long time. You can see in our archives what's going on in there. And what happened and what is going on right now with the woman aspect. So here is that divine feminine inside of you that she knows that she is love. She knows that God, and I'm putting this in quotes, it is a huge, beautiful energy that contains both male and female. That she is able to understand her power as a woman. She is able to connect with the one that created you and bring out all this new understanding of what it means to be human. Before, the patriarchal system was thinking that the planet was something that it was dead, that it was there to use and abuse. Now people is understanding that you depend on the planet, that you are nature, and that it is a co-creation, that it is a cooperation, that nature that you are is there to help the true human being. And that is the divine feminine way of thinking. No. For a long, long, long time, and even now, men have no idea what is a woman. Because women hide it. Because women create because of their fears, because of the understanding of who she was. She hid herself. She didn't want it to be that truth, that understanding with the men, because it has been such a long time of punishing of the woman aspect. And what happened? She was very afraid to be herself. She was in silence and yet hidden in plain sight. When we understand that dark feminine, we do understand that there is a choice now. You have a choice. You have a choice that you are able to change that perception of reality. And by changing that perception of reality, everything changes around you. All your relationships change just when you are able to be yourself and choose to be you. And that you are able to see what is it in that dark feminine stuff. You see, the dark feminine, it has no power in higher dimension. She cannot go there because everything for her is about separation. It is about jealousy. It's about envy. It's about all these psychic attacks. And she works in the hidden. She is very afraid to be exposed about what she thinks and what she does. Everything for her is about the outside world, not about that inside world, because in that inside world, that's where the divine feminine is. There is people that thinks, well, it is a fight constantly within yourself. Not really. At the moment that you present a truth within yourself, all these wrong beliefs falls. All these understandings about woman aspect, it just falls. The mother has been talking about the sisterhood. There is no such a thing of feminine ways without the sisterhood, without the understanding of the I am you, the understanding of whatever it is happening to you, it is also happening to me. For such a long time, the patriarchal system made this divide and conquer, women against women, and it was even worse of feeling that energy and how it was for a long time, the women becoming so absolutely chauvinist that they wanted everyone to follow that patriarchal system. Well, now is a very different understanding, and it is you. You, the one who's able to break those links of that patriarchal system and heal yourself. In doing that, you're healing your whole lineage. You're healing all your mothers and grandmothers all the way to the 7th generation at the same time that you're bringing a new understanding for your own children. Now it is available. Maybe your mothers and grandmothers didn't know any of these teachings because it has been hidden, as I was telling you. They didn't understand themselves as divine. They couldn't see that the power of the feminine is very strong and very, very beautiful, and that you have access to this incredible library of the multiverse, and that you can bring those teachings forward. And in that, you change your way of living. And by changing your way of living, you are bringing balance into the world, because your way of living is your male side. You must understand that, please, I'm not talking about penis and vaginas. I am very much talking about an energy that you come from. It's just that the programming has been so strong in the separation that you felt separated from the divine. You felt separated from God. You thought that you were not worthy, because that's what they brainwashed you when you were a little girl. That's what they told you, that you couldn't connect directly with the one that created you, that you needed a priest or a priestess or somebody else. And nobody believed in you because you're a woman. Nobody will understand what you see, what you feel. You begin to shut yourself up and be in silence for a long time. Yet today, it is the day that you bring your voice out. Today is the time that you trust yourself and be honest and be you, because you is beautiful. You cannot be somebody else. You cannot be or pretend anymore. You do want to be you, because all your relations will change and move into be themselves. And that is a real thing, not a pretendance. You are love. And through that love, you heal yourself. Every single aspect of yourself. Don't judge yourself. If you judge yourself, it is only gonna bring more sabotage to yourself. If you're able to see all those places within yourself without the judgment, and accept it and understand it, that means that you're able to bring the whole thing into the light. It is this time that you are being under attack, maybe, because those forces don't want that divine feminine to come back. Yet they cannot help it, because this energy is eminent and it is coming directly from God. It is coming directly from within yourself. It is a call that you cannot help but hear it. It is something that you just know where it is going and what is your participation in it. That moment of the sacred choice is what it is going on within your own self. Perpetuating the patriarchal system every time that you accept that the whole outside world defines you and tell you who you are, and forcing you to do things that you don't want to do. That's enslavement. You have this incredible ability to liberate yourself. And that liberation only depends on you. And it has to do with only be you. Bring what it is in your heart. Bring your true self and refuse all this manipulation that it was imposed on you. Refuse to contribute to a patriarchal system that it is already decadent and it is about to fall, and it needs to fall. Let it fall, because from that something beautiful and new is gonna come forward. I know that this is an intense wave, and these teachings has been everywhere in the world. Now, men have no idea what's a woman because they taught them to only relate with that dark feminine. They thought that that was the only way to relate with a woman. They didn't know what you feel, what you think. You see, the male side, they need to see something in the outside to click in the inside. That's deduction mind. For the feminine side is connecting deep inside of you through that deep silence to this voice of the one that created you and bring it forward. That is from that inside to the outside where everything changes. It is the woman aspect, the one who's leading the way to the sixth sun, the one who is leading the way in your family, in your community, in your country, in the world. And that's where the sisterhood resides. I support you. You support me. You support everyone that it is bringing a new way of living forward. When we say enough is enough, it has been very, very powerful. Yet understand what you inherit from that genetic memory. The pain and suffering of your female ancestors, your mothers, your grandmothers, your great-grandmothers, and such. If you see what was the pattern, you can see how it was passed on generation to generation. And when you see it, you can accept it, what happened in that time. And you can say, no, not anymore. We can do the things different. And I am telling you, they will be very grateful for you because deep inside, they did wanted to have a big change. What happened to the women is happening to the world. You see, this dark feminine stuff, it is about, I want to have what you have. I don't feel good enough. So there is this jealousy and envy. Well, guess what? Wars and destruction comes because of it. All has been because of it. They thought that the power was in the male side. They never understood that patriarchal system, the incredible power that you have as a woman. The feminine aspect contains your enlightenment, your ascension. It is true that it has been a big passed on genetic memory of that thick separation of this wounded. But if you go back, you will find all that beautiful understanding of that divine feminine that you are. And that divine feminine is naturally holding hands with the divine masculine. She can't change it. It is part of the whole. It is part of everything that it is in there. You do have inside of you the gene of the divine feminine. And when you think about it and understand, you're awakening this powerful, beautiful gene. You remember who you are. Remember that we do have a school online that we make so beautiful spiritual work. In here, you will awake all this power that it is the human being ways. All these skills and abilities that it has been in dormant state for a very, very long time. In there, you will find you because you have everything that it is needed right now. The only one that you need to reach is you. Go to our website, magdalas.com. That is MAGDALAS.com. And download our app, Messages from the Great Mother. She wants you to know that she's always there. You will receive a message, a unique message just for you, in that perfect synchronicity of what it is happening right now. Remember that you are life. You have always been life. You have always been love. I am you. I am Magdala. Tlatsokomate, Tlatsokomate, Tlatsokomate.